What is up? What is up? We are back, black, hot as a motherfucker. Some places cold as a motherfucker. What is going on? Damn, did Jesus come back? Damn. That's fucked up, man. Motherfuckers been, Jesus, I never forget. Jesus said, believe on me. Looking at Man, what is going on? We are back, black, another day. Man, I did y'all up early. I probably had to hit y'all up early tomorrow too, man. Busy week coming up. Y'all know how I go at the Court Plantation. There's always some shit going on. Niggas don't want to get their bread, but I do. So I'm going to probably be back to back tomorrow. But anyway, what is going on? What is going on? There's so much shit to discuss and talk about. But I definitely want to shout out all my niggas that's at the corporate plantation right now. Man, I see that y'all out there handling business. Don't let these motherfuckers distract you from getting your paper, cuz. Getting your fetty, getting your yaper, as E40 would say it. Man. And shout out to all the finessing motherfuckers out there that's sitting around right now, pocket watching, trying to see. I heard some motherfucker on there talking shit about another nigga's pocket. I'm like, why is you worried about somebody else's money? God damn. But anyway, and shout out to all you hardworking motherfuckers that's at the Court Plantation, making it do what it do. It is not easy. It's very difficult. I know it's not something that everybody, you know, for some sort of reason want to get up and go to work every day and be like, man, I can't wait to get there so I can Sambo and coon. No, nigga. That's not it. Not by a long shot. And shout out to everybody that is having a plan and a vision about what they want to do in life and making sure that they are successful in everything that they do in every venture. Man, shout out to everybody that's trying to stay healthy. You see me right now, I'm drinking some. I ain't drank no ginger and turmeric tea in a minute, so that's what I'm drinking right now. Hey. Shout out to all of our people that's healthy and trying to stay healthy during this COVID-19 or pandemic or scandemic or whatever you want to call it. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to motherfuckers that believe in everything that they see on TV. Because there's a lot of y'all niggas that believe in everything. Shout out to all my Catholicism motherfuckers who go to church and Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. But I would just like to know when y'all gonna talk about all those little boys that's been getting bussy raped by those Catholic priests. and how y'all have benefited from slavery and apologize about it, but y'all have not done anything to give us reparations. So I would love to hear about that. So shout out to all y'all. No offense, but I'm just saying. Motherfuckers want to go at the Nation of Islam and deem them a terrorist group and black identity extremists and all the other shit. Then you start talking about other people's religion and motherfucker, you going to hell. Looking at you. Shout out to motherfuckers that is not at the core plantation and not doing yes sir, no sir, boss. Motherfucking boss could be 2 feet shorter than you, but you still looking up. I'll get right on that for you, boss. You want me to jump off the bridge right now and break my neck? I'll do that for you, boss. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to motherfuckers that's thinking that voting is not a scam and listen to everything that Kamala and Joe 94 crime bill Biden has to say, picking the two or the less evils as if Joe Biden and Donald Trump are not one and the same. Right. Shout out to everybody jumping around for joy about this clown-ass Raider Stadium, but you can't go inside that motherfucker. Clown. That's one. And two, taxpayers' dollars, and niggas ain't gonna have no job. So shout out to all you dumbass niggas jumping around for joy for that. You know, there's a lot of shit that's going on, a lot of shit to discuss. But before we discuss anything further, I just still want to send a special shout out to everybody that's at the Court Plantation. And don't let these motherfuckers deter you from thinking that getting your money ain't something bad. Because a lot of times motherfuckers, they try to make you feel like shit. The motherfucker be like, what you mean, Warren? I mean like this, I work on the weekends. I work on the weekends, so I know how that shit feel. And when you tired, you tired. When you not, you not. And the thing about it is motherfucker trying to make you feel bad for getting your money. So when a nigga asks some dumbass shit like, man, why you gotta work on the weekend? Your response should be, well, man, why don't you pay me and then I ain't gotta work on the weekend? They gonna be like, oh, nigga, then hush the fuck out. And stop worrying about why I gotta work on the weekend. God damn. Hey. Oh, and I want to send a special shout out to all you suck ass niggas that thought the Lakers was gonna win the other night, but that sorry ass nigga Danny Green couldn't make a wide open bucket. That nigga couldn't hit a basket if they told him to shoot a basketball in the sea. For real. You know, I'm telling you, there's so much shit going on. Man, that's why I thought I'd hit y'all up earlier today. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that's maxing and relaxing and cooking and do what you gotta do. I normally fast. I've been fasting a lot. Before I get into it, I just want to talk about it, man. How to eat to live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Stay away from that swine. Stay away from that as much as you can. Stay away from that meat. Eat you a little bit of fish. Get you some mushrooms and eat that. And the reason why I say that is, man, because I felt much better. Get you some sea moss in your life. Hey, man, I got some shit brewing. It's going all right. I don't want to talk about it just yet, but I got some shit brewing. And it's doing all right. So it's in its ground stages. So shout out to everybody. Get you some sea moss. If you can't get you some sea moss, go to Ma'at Raw Herbs. Tahuti Ma'at Raw. I get a lot of my herbs from him. And man, pay. God damn. You go to the Walmart. Look, Walmart don't even sell gold and silver no more. So that's to tell you, they shit is watered down for the most part. Go check out Tahuti Ma'atRawHerbs.com. He's got everything. For all those frontline workers, he's got antiviral natural herbs, but natural herbs in it. Natural herbs. Trust me, I take it because as frontline workers, if anybody that's working right now, you're a frontline worker. I don't care where you work at. And it's very imperative. He got iodine herbs, super seaweed combo herbs with iodine, things for your thyroid. Go check him out. He's dope. Hey, and I just want to send a special shout out to motherfuckers that have learned about energy vampires and learn how to distance yourself and just do what you need to do to survive. So shout out to y'all. Cut this shit down. And Shout out to everybody that's out there trying to fuck and suck and go to church and testify, talking about what the Lord has done for them, and then they was home last night. Stop that. One more thing. I remember I was at church, man. This was a long time ago, and it was this broad at church that one of my that my brother used to fuck. Started to put you out there, nigga. And this bitch got up and started telling all her business about why she, but it wasn't his kids, about why she had babies. So I just want to apologize because, you know, I wasn't supposed to be, you know, having relations and all of this. I was like, man, if you don't sit your ass down, we know how you got those babies. We don't need you to tell us. Sit your ass down, bitch. But anyway, let's cut this shit down. Man, I had to come to y'all early, man. I was going to do a little early, but I've been busy working on some shit, getting shit formulated and populated. I'm probably going to have to do one tomorrow if I even have the chance this week, man, because, you know, man, work has just been crazy, super busy. We got so much shit going on at the Court Plantation. So, man, I don't know. I'm going to try to get some in. Maybe, hopefully I can get one in tomorrow, because I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get one in tomorrow. I'll probably be kind of late night because, man, there's so much shit going on at this Court Plantation right now. I mean, we down people and we super busy and niggas don't want to get their paper. So I got to get my paper, cuz. So, you know, that's what it is, what it is. So I just want to talk about a few things. And now we're going to get into it. There are truth to jokes. Oh, what's going on, Tosh? I see. Man, I don't know if y'all caught that monologue by Bill Burr. He taught a lot of truth in his jokes. A lot of truth. See, I can appreciate those type of comics, those white comics, especially that tell the truth about what the fuck has been going on. And I'm going to get into that in just a second, but I want to discuss the man that was tied to a horse, you know, during arrest. And I wanted to talk about that because I think it's very imperative that we understand that they're trying to bring back the old school slave days when they would catch slaves, because that's what the police originated from. And they would catch slaves and tie nooses to them and hook them to the back of the horse and parade them throughout the community so people could be like, this nigga's busted type shit. And I'm telling you right now, white folks, I would say following white folks' intent is what you need to look and follow, because they know what the intent was behind that. They could try to act like there was no malicious intent, but they know what the fuck they was doing. And the reason why I say they know what they're doing, because now there was a brother, Donald Neely, who was arrested for trespassing in August of last year and said the incident resulted in embarrassment, humiliation, and fear. You know, he said that, and now he's suing him for $1 million. And I would always say this: you can sue them all you want. They're going to cut you a check. Even if they do cut you a check, just be thankful you didn't lose your life first. I'm glad that you were safe, but get them for all they can get. Get them for all you can get out them race soldiers, because they knew what they was doing. A lot of the times, man, I just look at it like this. I'll just put this out there. A lot of times they do that for imagery so other niggas can know this is what we gonna do to you. It's just like working at the Court Plantation, just like NBA basketball, just like I was watching something on Twitter. I was watching something on Twitter where LeBron was talking about all police are not bad and all this other stuff. And you know, you can misconstrue it. And I'm not saying that all police are bad, but if you're a good cop, then why don't you turn on the bad ones? Because these police officers, AKA race soldiers, law enforcement, they go into the communities and they want black folk to tell on other black people. But then when we ask them to do the same thing, y'all don't do it. So it's like, you can't ask that of the community and then you're not doing it your damn self. You know what I mean? A lot of this shit is imagery. It is the way the pictures are being framed. You know, that's why I said, I don't know. I just was like, man, when I first saw that last year and they tied him to the back of the horse, I was like, oh, they did that for imagery. That was all imagery, man. That was all imagery. That was all to show motherfuckers like, this is what we gonna do. It's the same thing. This is what they do at the Court Plantation. When one person speak out, they shun you. They do all kinds of shit to you. And I think it's to deter people from speaking up. I'm telling you. And that's the problem. And the reason why I say that's the problem is because a lot of times we not focused. Let me see if I can find Donald Neely suing. Well, let's see, Galveston. Let's see, let's revisit this, because this was a year ago. So let's see if we can find the footage.
It is a call for accountability.
Yeah, Galveston police being harshly criticized following the controversial arrest of a black man who was led by rope by mounted patrol officers.
The Galveston Police Department should have no problem releasing the police.
Is Benjamin Crump, AKA the ambulance chaser, AKA the broker between the race soldiers and the anti-black racists and black folk. That's all he is.
Body cam video. Until you release that video, we're not going anywhere. This is a teachable moment for us all. Most of all, it's a teachable moment for law enforcement.
Good evening to you. Activists say if that body camera video is not released, they will organize a march on the streets of Galveston.
Which your march ain't gonna do shit. This is last year. I'm just giving you a repeat of what I'm
Jason
talking
Miles
about.
on the island. And Jason, the family of Donald Neely, who was seen being arrested, also spoke out today.
That's right. As you know, it's been about a week since this controversial video started sparking worldwide outrage. We, Channel 11, have requested a look at that police body camera video. Now activists, attorneys, and Neely's family are demanding it.
Agreement with this family.
On a sweltering day with little shade,
We will march on Galveston.
a hot topic on the island continued to stoke outrage.
We will march on Galveston, not just once, but until justice is done.
Community activist, civil rights attorney Ben
And see, Ben Crump is not a civil rights attorney. He is a settlement attorney. He's not a civil rights attorney. He don't win shit. Johnny Cochran was a civil rights attorney. He won cases. He won. Ben Crump does not win anything. But you notice how they try to peg him that. He's clicked in. To me, he is, I would say, in cahoots with the dominant society.
Trump and arrestee Donald Neely's family joined together to send a united message.
Don't say any more, just show the video. Don't say any more, just show the video.
They'll march on Galveston and consider a lawsuit if police don't release body camera video from this arrest within 30 days. And if it doesn't support the department's narrative that officers followed protocol and treated Neely fairly. Although the chief already stated they used, quote, poor judgment in tying a rope to Neely's handcuffs and leading him down the street after arresting him for criminal trespass.
And the way the officers treated him, it just ain't right. It's not right.
And see, they shoved the camera in people's face. This was a year ago, but I just wanted to remind y'all, they shoved the camera in people's face. People don't know what to say. We're not going to call out the system directly because we want a settlement. So it's like, then you got Ben Crump talking about, that's why it's always forgive the police, do this, do that. Now, this was a year ago. Now, look at how many cases Ben Crump has been a part of with a settlement. Now, the same guy is trying to sue the police department, Donald Neely, for $1 million, which he's not getting no fucking $1 million. But hey, man, if you want to get that bag, go ahead and get that bag. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying you got to pay attention to what the fuck is going on.
Neely's family, who shared this photo of the 43-year-old, said he has a history of mental challenges and lives on and off the streets.
And I just want everybody to know that we love our brother. We're not out here for money. We just want justice.
Now, they said they're not out there for money. They just want justice. Now he's suing for $1 million. And that's probably, a lot of that is probably Ben Crump. See, these are the things that I'll be looking at, man. Intent. Now, we can go off the intent of the police officers, the race soldiers, because we know what they're doing. They were trying to parade it out. But that's the same thing that they do at the Court Plantation, same thing that they do in Hollywood, the same thing that they do in the NBA, any sports, anything that's controlled by the white dominant society. That's what they do. They find one person to make an example out of, hoping that everybody will follow suit. And that's what happens. And it's not going to change. And the reason why it's not going to change is because y'all got to understand this. They wrote the laws. So why would they change them to benefit you? You can learn the law. I think you should. I think everybody should learn the law. That would make them change the laws and make the laws even strict. But a lot of people don't got time to learn the law. And I understand that. A lot of people, their focus, they have not been socialized to pick up a book and read and learn. That takes a lot of time. With everything coming at you 24 hours a day, social media, the internet, sports, all these distractions, you have to discipline yourself to want to do that. I had to rediscipline my mind to just start reading about 7 years ago. So after disciplining my mind, even if I don't read for a day or two, I can still pick up where I just left off, is because there's a training process that goes inside of that. To me, you're retraining your brain. That's one. You are disciplining yourself to be consistent in what you do. Because if you're not consistent, it's not going to work. That's a fact. And I would say this, I think more people have to, I would say, understand that if you're not consistent, the dominant society is going to always be consistent with racism and white supremacy because it's an institution. It's a team sport. So whether one person will be like, oh, well, I'm not going to be racist. That next white person's going to pick up, well, I'm going to be just as racist. That's why when we watch NYPD 12, it was a documentary. I don't know if it was on Netflix. I forgot where I watched it. And those Latino officers was like, man, they want me to stop black people from ages 14 to 21. I'm not doing that. And then they started getting disciplined. But you don't have to worry about that for white folks. They going to do it on GP status. But y'all know that. This is why when y'all become gatekeepers, black folks, stop telling people's business. Stop treating niggas like they ain't shit. And stop looking at them from a perspective of that you think you better than them because you had a cubicle and they not. You know what I mean? That's the problem. I've dealt with that a lot. I can only talk about my own experiences. I dealt with that a lot. Y'all know how many times I had, especially my own, black folk come up to me and, oh man, maybe you should be doing this or maybe you shouldn't be doing that. And I'm just looking like, bitch. Now, is this constructive criticism or you being condescending? Because some people could just be condescending and try to make themselves feel good, especially when they're trying to make you the butt of the joke around other racial people, other racial groups. I don't like that. And I think that's distasteful. That's no tact. And I think that's done in poor taste when you try to air out your other fellow black man or black woman's dirty laundry in front of other racial groups. In a open setting, I don't think that's cool. I don't think we should do that. But what I liked about today, and everybody talking about Mike Pence and Kamala Harris and everybody making fun of it, and I think it's funny because Kamala Harris don't give a fuck about y'all, neither does Mike Pence. But if to each his own, if y'all want to go vote, go do that sucker shit. But I liked Bill Burr. I liked what he did. And the reason why I like what he did during his monologue on Saturday Night Live, I like what he did. I like what he did. And you like, why? And the reason why I say that is because Bill Burr says some gangster shit. He's always been like that. His comedy has always been that way. I just think people, back then it was funny. Now it's not really funny because everybody started looking at it crazy. Oh, I'm at the crib cleaning up. Auntie and them will be out here tomorrow. But I'm telling you, what he said, there's truth to it. And like I said, it's truth to a lot of things that's going on in this day side. And I'm going to play his monologue, and I think everybody should pay attention to what I'm about to play. Because while we out here putting our heads down because they tied a rope to us and, you know, we gonna march if y'all don't do nothing. We want justice, please. Them white people like, nigga, please. We didn't even kill him. Y'all should be happy that he's still alive. That's how them white folks thinking. But you know, niggas like, well, we don't want no money. We don't want nothing. Then a year later, oh, we want $1 million. So it's just so funny. I see a lot of that. It almost reminds me of black folks when they deal with anti-black racism at the corporate plantation, and then they put themselves in position where the corporate plantation could chop them, and then now they want to sue and do all this other stuff and get everybody on board. And it's like, you have to understand, those are some people's livelihoods. That's everybody's livelihood. Everybody ain't gonna speak up for you. And you can't be mad at everybody because they're still at the corporate plantation and you're not. I've dealt with that shit too. Where, a motherfucker get mad at you because you still there, And I've been on the receiving side where I wasn't working there. I remember when I wasn't working at the YMCA no more. I wasn't mad at everybody that they were still working there. I was just doing my thing. Because I understand niggas got to get paid. I don't expect people to walk off no fucking corporate plantation because of me. What kind of shit is that? That's egotistical. That's animaniacal. And that's self-centered. Ain't nobody going to walk off no shit because of you. The fuck you think you are, nigga? But I think a lot of times we get trapped and encapsulated in that because we feel like what we're doing is wrong. Always look at the intent behind anything. The intent, the focus. Their intent is distract you with so much other shit that you can't even stay focused on one anti-black racist issue. I was watching something, I think it was Tariq Nasheed that retweeted something where this black lady was talking crazy to this nigga with her dog. She threw the dog at the nigga. I mean, literally threw the dog at the nigga. And I was like, now where the fuck is Peter at in the outcry with all these white cuz? White people could do it and you can't. They arrested Mike Vick and put his ass in prison. The nigga had to file bankruptcy and lose everything because he was fighting dogs. Because an informant, they just had to go after him. They probably thought he was selling drugs when they found he was fucking fighting dogs. Oh, well, let's just get him on gambling because he's killing dogs. That type of shit. Ruin that nigga's career. That's why he got to go on there and Sambo and cape for the dominant society as it is. I even look at TNT, man. A lot of the shit I look at too with Kenny Smith and Charles Barkley. Y'all, look. How many times have y'all heard me say this? Stop expecting for black folk in these positions to speak up for other black folk. They're not going to combat that system. They want it. Look, there's certain people that want to be comfortable. Some people are not willing to jeopardize what they got going on, even when they got the bread. Some people are. Some people are willing to say certain things and they'll deal with a suspension. They'll deal with it. I think it's a lot of times when I look at Shaq, Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley is an outright Sambo. So he don't care. He'll let you know. I feel like Shaq and Kenny, they straddle the fence. Shaq says a lot of Sambo shit too. The thing about Shaq though, if he was more articulate, he can articulate his words where he could be going straight at the system of racism and white supremacy and they wouldn't even know it. He could just be saying, we need to replace this racist system with justice. Meaning, we have to understand that if you're a white cop, you're not going to be looking through the lenses as a white person, as a black person, as equal. We have to understand that. Just people won't say it because they're afraid of what their white counterparts are going to think and say. That's why this shit happens the way it does. That's real. I'm about to play this Bill Burr Saturday Night Live monologue. Very, very good. And I'm going to stop and play some of it. Let me cut the music down because y'all need to hear this shit. Shit is dope. He say some real shit. Shit that I know Kevin Hart and nobody else can say. They get canceled.
Keep making the cookies. Yeah, you don't bring up race or religion with your grandparents. You keep it simple. Anyway, I don't know. I guess my grandparents are older. I don't know. Plowing ahead. Let's talk white women here, shall we? Let's talk white women.
Now watch, listen to this and listen to it good. Listen to it good.
Amazing your accomplishments over the last few years. I got to tell you, the way white women somehow hijack the woke movement, generals around the world should be analyzing them.
Thank you. How many times have we told y'all? When you see these so-called white men, white women marching and want to repeat, they just took over your movement and turned it into something else. Maybe black folks are listening now that it's a white man speaking about this shit because it's the truth. That's why when you hear white people talk, oh, this is racist and all this other stuff, but what are you planning on doing about it? Are you using your privilege to combat the system of anti-black racism? If you're in charge or a supervisor at a job, what are you doing? Are you treating the black people, the black women like shit and then kikiing and laughing and talking shit about the black women with other white women? Or are you not smiling with those other anti-black racist white women and you're making sure that the black women are being treated fair and you're establishing a system of justice at that corporate plantation? Because I've seen it done. I've seen both sides. I've seen sides where a white woman, she treat everybody fair. She's treated, you know, the black women fair, and she's treated the white women fair, but the white women try to start that racist shit, and they ass the fuck up out of there. And I've seen it where white women go out of their way to fire black women and have one token black woman in their department, and that's the black woman that's the damn mammy. So you got to watch that shit. What are you doing? What is your place in this? And how are you trying to combat the system of anti-black racism and white supremacy?
Just to refresh your memory, the woke movement was supposed to be about people of color not getting opportunities, the at-bats that they deserved, finally making that happen. And it was about that for about 8 seconds.
Thank you. 8 seconds.
And then somehow, white women swung their Gucci-booted feet over the fence of oppression.
Yep, that's a fact. That's a fact.
And stuck themselves at the front of the line. I don't know how they did it. I've never heard so much complaining in my life from white women.
Yep. And they had a nerve to march and get on TV and equal rights and all this bullshit. That's a fact. They had black women marching with them. Man, they will hijack and co-opt every movement that we come up with. That's a fact.
I'm so hard with my SUV and my heated seats. You have no idea what it's like to be me. Trash and white guys, the nerve. Where's the camera? The nerve of you white women. Listen, I don't want to speak ill of my bitches here, okay? I don't, but let's go back in history here, okay?
Now listen to this.
You guys stood by us toxic white males through centuries of our crimes against humanity. You rolled around in the blood money, and occasionally when you wanted to sneak off and hook up with a black dude, if you got caught, you said it wasn't consensual.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's what happened with Tulsa, Oklahoma, when it was a brother messing with a white sister, and then they got caught, and then she claimed rape, and that's what started the Tulsa, Oklahoma bombing and the riots. Look, that's been going on. That shit has been going on. Then when they get caught, oh, he raped me. It wasn't consensual. Everything that Bill Burr just said was a goddamn 100% fact. That's a motherfucking fact. And y'all did roll around in that blood money, and you're still spending that blood money and still treating black folks like shit. And then coming amongst us protesting, acting like you are part of the woke movement. Because it's cool now, and so you can pat yourself on the back. But why don't you discuss reparations, Jane Elliott? See, that's what I'm talking about. And then when you ask Jane Elliott, what about reparations? This bitch start talking about the Native Americans. But what does that have to do with slavery and 450 years of Jim Crow, redlining, slavery, lynching? I just don't understand that. But yet you spend the money. You're spending the money to buy Gucci and Louis and going out and driving your nice fancy cars and having all your Louis Vuitton and all this other shit and fronting it and flaunting it in people's faces, right? And then when you bring up slavery, motherfucker be like, oh, that was so long ago. That shit was on point.
Yeah, that's what you did. That's what you did.
And that's what they did back in the slave days. It wasn't like they was fighting their husband when the husband was out there raping the black women, raping the black men. They wasn't doing shit about it. They was acting like the shit didn't exist. They was in the house, cooking, chilling, pretending like they're contributing to humanity. While their husbands, Thomas Jefferson and George Washington and all the motherfuckers was doing all kinds of vile, inhumane things to black folks.
So why don't you shut up, sit down next to me, and take your talking to? Thank you.
You notice they didn't really want to clap for that. It was probably somebody in the back making people clap. They didn't want to clap for that shit. White people don't want to hear that.
I haven't been in New York for about a year. I was here last year. I was shooting a movie. Had a great time with Judd Apatow, Pete Davidson, and all the guys. Yeah, had a great time. And I hadn't been here in like 13 years, and I immediately noticed how extra crowded the city was. And I was getting all claustrophobic. I'm like, what's going on? How much are people not using safe sex and making all these babies, So I finally walked up to this old New York door guy, and I was just like, dude, what's going on? What's with all these people here? And he was just like, oh, no, don't worry. He goes, it's June. He goes, it's Pride Month.
Now, I want y'all to really pay attention to this. And my black brothers and sisters that are part of the LGBTQ, LMNOP, XYZ, y'all need to pay attention to this. Pay close attention to this shit right here.
And I'm like, what's that? You know, I'm 52. I never heard of it, right? They didn't have that when I was a kid. He goes, oh, it's Gay Pride Month. And I was just like, oh. Dude, you know when you're just like stuck in the Matrix and you just can't, everything's just pressed up, you can't see anything? And then somebody gives you that little nugget of information that just pulls it back. Like, why is it so crowded? It's Gay Pride Month. Ah, tank tops. 0% body fat. 2 guys kissing. Rainbow flags. Ah! I didn't know that. That's what I learned. The month of June is Gay Pride Month. That's a little long, don't you think?
Pay attention. Pay attention.
But people that were never enslaved.
Now pay attention. I'm going to walk it back because he's going to break it down in simplistic form.
I didn't know that. That's what I learned. The month of June is Gay Pride Month. That's a little long, don't you think? For a group of people that were never enslaved.
Ooh. I've been saying that forever. As Ellen DeGeneres tries to liken the LGBTQ movement to civil rights and black people, I've been saying this shit the whole time. Their struggle is not our struggle. They were not enslaved. They did not build this country. And let me tell you something. You couldn't be a part of that community back then because they needed you to make babies. Slave breeding. So you didn't have time to be on no bussified shit unless Massa wanted you to be on some shit like that. But other than that, they weren't enslaved. They weren't brought here to build a country. But they'll liken their struggle to what the fuck black folks got going on. And black folks so dumb, we just go with it.
How did they get all of June? Dude, black people were actually enslaved. They get February.
Exactly. We get the coldest month of the fucking year. We get the shortest month of the fucking year. And they talk about the same motherfuckers every year. Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, and Frederick Douglass. And maybe Booker T. Washington. And that's all about it. They don't talk about Nat Turner. They don't talk about Jean-Jacques Dessalines. They don't talk about Moulay Ismail. They don't talk about none of those real motherfuckers. They don't talk about Dirty Bookman, but they do talk about Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass and Martin Luther King. Every time, even though they killed Martin Luther King, they still talk about it.
They get 28 days of overcast weather. Sun goes down at 4 in the afternoon. Everybody's shivering. Nobody wants to go on the parade. Look, yeah. How about you hook them up with July? These are equator people. Give them the sun for 31 days. There's gay black people. They could celebrate from June 1st, June 31st, 61 days of celebrating. All right, that's all my time. We got a great show.
Exactly. That was some real shit what he said. Motherfuckers ain't paying attention to that shit, and that's why he getting a lot of flack. That's why motherfuckers all pissed off at him. Because he said some real shit. He said some real shit. Why? Ain't nobody ever said, why the fuck y'all give us February? The shortest month in the year, the coldest month in the year, and when the sun goes down at motherfucking 4 o'clock. That's done by design. That's what I mean about malicious intent. And there's truth to jokes. It's jokes, but it's truth to everything he said. That's a motherfucking fact. White people in general will hijack your movement and turn to some other shit. And then you be like, thinking like, no, this is about this, and then they start talking about some other shit. That's why they will, in my personal opinion, usher in the twerking and the dancing and the barbecuing and the motherfucking electric sliding and all this bullshit. And you be like, dude, what are y'all doing? But don't get to talk about no reparations. You notice in every march, they ain't talking about no reparations at all. No politician is talking about reparations. They ain't even brung the shit up. Not one person. Not Joe Biden, not Kamala. Of course, Donald Trump ain't. But my thing is, at least Donald Trump had a black agenda that was nothing but a loan anyway. $500 billion, that was a loan. Kamala Harris and Joe 94 crime bill Biden, their shit was $150 billion plan of some bullshit. Lift all ties type shit and minorities and all this other shit. It had nothing to do specifically for black folks. That's why they have stayed away from the Breakfast Club, because they know that Charlamagne the God was going to press them. And then when they don't win, they're going to blame niggas like everybody that's going against the grain, or if, you know, the left brain thinkers, or I would say the people that think outside the box. That's why when you just tell people to go vote, play them Bill Burr's thing, like, vote for what? Look at what y'all do. And just play that. Because it's truth to jokes. Motherfuckers, oh, well, those are just jokes. No, but there's truth to it. That's a fact. I've never seen so many other racial groups take part in protesting in my life, especially in California and LA. Yeah, they wanted to protest so they could tear some shit up and riot. That's all they want to do, and break in. That's why you see bitches walking out the damn Cheesecake Factory with a full-fledged cheesecake, and motherfuckers breaking in an Adidas store, and motherfuckers just wanted free shit. That's all that was. That was not about no racial injustice. They didn't give a fuck about no George Floyd. You notice they ain't talking about him now. They ain't even mention George Floyd. They ain't even really mention Breonna Taylor. Then they walked up in there after she was dead. Breonna, are you alive? Just being sarcastic with it. But these are the type of things that we're dealing with. Y'all motherfuckers better wake up, man. Read, study, understand what the fuck you got going on, and know what intent is, know what their intent is on doing things, and they're not trying to make things better. Why would they make it better? When they created the rules. Why would they make it better for y'all? Only thing they trying to make better for y'all is early vote, so you can take your clown ass out there and vote. That's it. They don't give a fuck about y'all niggas doing something. That's why when it's the LGBTQ movement, right? That movement, they get June, summertime. They should get February. We should get June. Who decided that? And why don't they change it? That's done by design. They don't want no motherfuckers to be celebrating that shit in June when it's summertime and it's hot and our melanin is activated. No, they want it where you inside and you don't want to do shit because it's so motherfucking cold. Stay home, watch the goddamn Super Bowl, and shut the fuck up. Let me tell you something. If you think that Joe 94 crime bill Biden, is going to change the narrative for black folk, y'all fucked. Straight up. But that's on y'all. Y'all can do whatever the fuck y'all need to do. That has nothing to do with me. You want to vote, go do some suck ass shit and go vote. You can be up there at your job, proselytizing, telling people how important it is. I'm fucking using slavery as a reason why you should vote, because motherfuckers died, so you can go vote and all this sucking shit. Man, do what you do, man. I ain't tripping off that shit. My thing is always this. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm going to tell you right now, these people going to crash this economy. These motherfuckers going to tank this shit. The housing market is going to crash like it did 10 years ago. And all these houses out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, that's going for $800,000 and $900,000 and $700,000 and $300,000. Them shit's going to go back down to $80,000 and $90,000. And I'm going to be laughing at motherfuckers. I'll tell you right now, I ain't never seen so many white people in my neighborhood in my life. There's a lot of white people around here now. There's a lot of white people everywhere. They gentrifying a lot of neighborhoods. They want those neighborhoods back. So you can enjoy it while it lasts, but they will take what's theirs and take it back. So while motherfuckers is selling shit, they moving right back in there because there's a lot of white people coming out here from California because they want to watch the Raiders. But what comes the Raiders comes a lot of dysfunction, comes a lot of destruction, comes a lot of unemployment. What y'all think gonna happen when motherfuckers ain't got no jobs? But see, this is what they throw at you. Oh man, the Raider Stadium is gonna create 50,000 new jobs. Yeah, until the shit is done. Then when it's done, okay, how we gonna do the football games when can't nobody go in there and watch them? Stop. Y'all motherfuckers must have lost your mind, man. These sports agencies, NBA, NFL, all that, man, they losing money left and right because they can't do what the fuck they want to do. Because the powers that be like, nah, fuck all that. We got a full objective on what we about to do. And if y'all think that it's gonna change, you're sadly mistaken. That's why I always get on the voting shit. Then you got motherfuckers trying to kidnap the motherfucking governor and shit. You notice I ain't talking about that shit. white motherfuckers that they're trying to kidnap the governor. You should have heard the sheriff. The sheriff was like, well, we have to look at all the facts. Were they really trying to do that? Because there are laws that say you could take the government back and all this other stuff. Oh, man, it was crazy. Crazy, crazy shit he was saying. But you know why? Because that white sheriff was on code with those white people. That's why. That's the difference. Black folks looking for an escape route to try to throw each other under the bus. Like, okay, well, what the fuck am I going to say to throw this motherfucker under the bus? This motherfucker ain't my homeboy right now. I got to get rid of this motherfucker. That's why in Rochester, New York, they had the mayor and then they had the black sheriff. The black sheriff was like, well, I'm going to retire. That mayor's like, nah, we going to fire you. Straight up. Because they killed Daniel Prude. Daniel Prude just murdered him. They called the police to help him, then he just dead. And they just didn't give a fuck. You notice ain't nobody talking about that shit, and they ain't put that brother on TV since. Because he said, y'all treated like my brother like a fucking animal. And they do. They treat animals a lot better than they treat us. Well, my bad. They only treat the black folk that buck the system like that. Motherfuckers that don't buck the system, they treat them very well. Those are the coons and sambos of the world. But hey, man, go listen to that. Go listen to Bill Burr's monologue. Just go listen to it. I didn't play the whole thing, but I played from when he started talking about the LGBTQ and black folks, and that's true. They gave LGBTQ 30 days. In June, a nice summer hot day of hot days. Gave us February. What does that tell you? So when y'all listen to Ellen DeGeneres talk that bullshit about, oh, well, our struggle is just like, black people's, the African-American struggle. And now, you have Snoop Dogg on there teaching her how to crip walk and all this other shit. And it's like, wait, hold on, man. They have politicized black folks' culture, movement, everything that we do. They just politicize it. Why do you think the Democrats dressed up in kente cloths? Because really they don't want to cater to us. So they just kind of grabbing at straws. Well, let's grab at anything. Fuck it. That's why Kamala said, I'm not going to just do anything for black people. No. Why would she? They not having, look, there's a reason why Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have not went back on the Breakfast Club after Charlamagne the God was pressing him about his specific agenda for black folk. And after he said that, if you don't vote for me, then you're not black. They're like, okay, your time is up, and he ain't been back on that motherfucker since. Each one teach 21. Educate your own people. I repeat, whoever's listening to this, please do not go out of your way to try to educate other racial groups about racism and white supremacy. They already know how it works. So stop trying to go out of your way to educate them. You know how you educate them? Give them some books to read. When they start talking that shit, say, well, you know what? You need to read Dr. Frances Cress Welsing's The ISIS Papers. Keys to Color. She talks about genetic annihilation and fear of a black planet. It's the truth. The fear of black testicles. That's why they would castrate black men. They know what the fuck is going on. So why the fuck is you going to go out of your way to explain it to them now? Stop. They just want you to get all emotional and get on your feelings. And then they'll pretend like they feel bad for you so then you can feel better. See, your self-esteem is rested on the hands of them. When they know they can give you your self-esteem, they got you. But when you become a recluse, introverted, don't tell them everything, don't discuss certain things with them, and you just going about your way about what you want to do, they up shit's creek. But hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening. Hey, I'm going to try. Tomorrow I'm going to try, but I'll be probably at the corporate plantation late. Maybe I can come home on a break or something because, but man, I'm going to try tomorrow or Tuesday, but it's going to be kind of difficult because I got a lot of shit going on at the corporate plantation. Shout out to everybody that's working. Shout out to Shawnee and everybody else. Nuke, I still got to call Nuke and schedule time. This week probably won't be a good week, but man, it's been super busy. I appreciate everybody listening, subscribe. This is No I Don't Know TV. I'm your boy. You already know who I am. Been Clown Sucker Free since 2003. Hey, man, go watch that Bill Burr monologue on Saturday Night Live. Go watch that shit and break it down. And break it and rewind it and play it. Listen to what he's really saying. He's laughing and them people laugh, but really, the shit ain't really no joke. It's really true. And that's facts. Remember that. They gave us the shortest month and the coldest month of the year. And teach you the same people over and over again. Don't talk about nothing different. And then when it comes to U.S. history, they don't even talk about slavery. All they talk about is Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, but they don't talk about all the vile bullshit that they did. But that's okay, because you can find that in books that you read, like Black Labor, White Wealth. Hey, man, if you're out there cooning the Sambo, guilty nigga, hey, I'm out. Y'all have a good one. Peace.